How are we doing today? Can I get your name and badge number, please?
No, not a chance.
Well, that's the first I've heard that one.
Yeah.
Aren't you required to give it to me?
No, I don't know where you heard that from. But you can see I'm a San Leandro police officer. So if you really want to know, you can call our dispatch center and ask what unit is parked in front of whatever address, and if they decide to give it to you, then there you go.
So pretty much you do whatever you want.
Whatever. I mean, so do you. You can do whatever you want as well.
Absolutely not. I don't have a weapon on me. I can't just shoot anybody.
Yeah, neither can I.
You licensed to kill.
No, that's not correct.
So you're refusing to give me your name and badge number?
I've already told you what I have to say about that.
Okay.
Those are steps you can take if you needed my badge and number.
Can I ask you what we're doing here?
No. Yeah, you can ask.
What are you doing? Kind of suspicious. Normal people don't just park right here like. Is there anything neighbors should be worried about, or?
I always believe in neighborhood watch, so neighborhood watch should always keep an eye open for suspicious behavior from anyone walking by.
That's me.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's the whole point of neighborhood watch. It's a 24 hours a day job, you know. Neighborhood watch should always be alert and report any type of suspicious activity.
Never call 911.
San Leandro Neighborhood Watch, crime free. I love it.
That's terrible. They call 911.
Yeah, I love it.
I never did any justice for the people.
Crime, you know, calling 911 is the proper step to take.
Yeah, if you want corrupted people to come and possibly shoot, because that's what's been going on lately. I don't know if you heard.
I don't know anything about that.
Huh. Black Lives Matter, I guess, you know. You heard that? George Floyd, I can't breathe.
I have no comment on all that.
Are you Chicano?
No.
Huh. Seem like you might be a pretty cool dude without the badge and the gun.
Hey, my personality stays the same, and you know, I have a job to do, and my personality doesn't change regardless if I have the badge or gun. Anyway, so you know, I mean, that's a pretty weird assumption that you just made right there.
Do you believe in hypertension policing like McManus?
Like who?
McManus. In his prime.
Hyper what?
Hypertension. It's like kind of profiling. You know, say somebody's wearing a color that you automatically profile them.
Where did you get hypertension from?
It,
Is that your own
no.
term?
Facts.
So
Hypertension.
you got that from like Googling?
Yeah.
It says hypertension police meaning.
Yes. Hypertension when an officer hops out with his hand on his gun and he's ready to shoot. There's no defusing the situation or anything. He's just ready to shoot. That's hypertension. It's going on a lot these days. Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't heard.
I don't.
These officers are corrupted, man. That's why I'm out here doing this.
Doing what? What are you doing?
I gotta watch you guys.
Okay. I think that's great, man. If you're out here watching over the neighborhood, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
100%.
And not all officers are cool like you, I guess, huh? This guy was over there. He didn't want me to film him. He was taking off every time. Every time you see me walking up, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't be concerned about being filmed. Right?
I don't even know what to say. I mean, obviously he's parked there for a reason, and just because he's parked there doesn't mean he's doing anything wrong. So, I mean, even if he is moving away from you, you're probably annoying him. and prevent him from doing what he's there to do. But that doesn't mean he's doing something wrong by trying to move away from you. It's you know, I hope you understand that.
I do. I do. I do, but
I know what you're talking about. It's not that he was doing anything wrong and he's trying to hide from you.
Right.
He's trying to keep his eye on something, and that's really as simple as that.
okay. I mean, you do understand that there's like officers doing things and they're not being held accountable for it. I mean, it happens all the time. I know you're not gonna, you know, take the side of the people on that one, but
No, I don't. I mean, that's a very, very broad, very vague statement. I don't. You know, I'm not. I don't know how to answer that.
mainly for the killings and the shootings. Like instead of using the taser, too quick to pull out the gun. I just that's what I don't understand. It's like these officers are just trigger happy. What's going on? Is it because Trump's in office? You think they think we could get killed and just get away with it? I mean, in Hayward, look at Augie Gonzalez, William Clark. These guys are just 13 shots. Have you seen that video on YouTube?
No, I haven't seen that video.
Oh my goodness, these officers are still on duty, not held accountable, didn't even get suspended, not even a slap on the wrist. It's like 13 times overkill. 7 seconds. They didn't give him 7 seconds. They could have tased him. He didn't have a gun. He had a little blade in his hand because this guy was attacking him, and these officers just killed him. Overkill. Sad. Augie Gonzalez.
Okay. I'll write that down and I'll Google that and I'll check out that video.
Please do. Thank you. And let your officers, your fellow co-workers know they don't have to pull out the gun so quick. Just use a taser, man. I mean, people are losing their lives and officers are not being held accountable. It's like, come on, you guys work for us. You know, these are our streets and we don't even feel safe. It sucks that people like me have to come out and do this because, you know, it's just something has to be done.
That's fair. I mean, and like I said, if a collective effort was made where Neighborhood Watch heads said, this is what we want to start doing, I think that's fantastic. You know.
Right.
So I think that's a proper way of kind of like seeing how things really, really work.
Right.
You know, I would suggest doing a ride along. You probably won't be able to film if you do a ride along, but that gives you a different perspective when you're sitting down with the actual police officer and you're responding to calls that are live and hot.
Right. That's what the academy's for, and that's why every call shouldn't go to the.
Ride with someone when they're in the academy.
Well, no, I'm saying like the officers have training to.
No, I know that, but someone who's
if they're scared and they're quick to pull out, then they shouldn't be on.
A ride along?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm suggesting. So when you get a chance, I would suggest doing a ride along with an officer, so you can kind of sit and you're right there, and you can kind of hear the call come out, hear all the details, and then I've had that happen before.
Can it be possibly a crazy caller just making a fake call on their wife, or you know how some wives, oh, he hit me, and the officers, he's got a gun. The guy didn't even have a gun, but they're responding to this call thinking this guy has a gun, and it was a false call. This happens all the time. So that's why I don't understand about.
What's your question though?
I don't agree that 911 calls should go directly. Everyone go to you guys. I don't. I think like mental health issues should go somewhere else. 811. Shit. I want to abolish 911. That's what 911 is like. Every call goes to you guys. You guys are overwhelmed with this shit. Of course you're gonna, you know, feel some type of way when you come to a ghetto neighborhood, or, you know, you think somebody might have a gun, but if you got to be trained to defuse the situation. It's not all de-escalation. It's not about just profiling the person. This is going on too much. You know that. These officers, I mean, if you're not, you know, if you're turning a blind eye to this shit going on in the department, you're just as guilty. That's the way I see it.
No, I agree with that.
But you believe that your department's, they're doing a good job and you guys are by the book.
Do you know what department I work for?
San Leandro Police Department. That's, maybe criminal division or gang division? Gang unit?
Patrol.
Oh. You don't enjoy arresting people, right? Or do you?
Again, that's way too vague.
I mean,
None of us enjoy arresting, but that's too vague of an answer. So I kind of, I like.
you enjoy your job, but you don't enjoy taking from people from their family, detaching them from their families, their children. This is going on often too. People are getting arrested
For no reason?
for no reason.
I figured you were going to say that.
I mean, of course, it's your word against ours, you know, but whatever happened to you guys working for us? Like, where's the peace officers at? These aren't peace officers. These are officers that are hypertension, and they're hopping out like, hey, sit down. Look, like, come on, like, we're people too. You know, just because
That's happened to you before?
I'm dressed like, oh yes, it has.
When was the last time that happened?
In Berkeley.
Really?
Yeah.
You were just walking down the street and someone.
No, the officer, unmarked car officer, he hopped out on me. He said I fit the description of someone else, but then it came back in that it wasn't the exact description. So I mean, he apologized, but he had his hand on his gun. He was ready to go, like, and I was ready to run. I was scared.
Yeah, that happened. Did you file a complaint? You called the department and you felt like you were.
Yeah, because we don't really get far when we do that. Honestly, I mean, the system is not designed for us to prevail. Like, it's like your word is always going to win against it.
I can tell you that's not.
I've seen officers lie under oath. I mean, plenty of times. I mean, I'm not saying you, but come on, there's corrupted cops out there. Oh man, there's too many of them. So, I mean, I think it's coming to the point where you know, officers are gonna have to be defunded, and there got to be some kind of community control. Like, we could police ourselves if that's all you guys are gonna do is profile us and attack us. I mean, you seem pretty cool, but then again, you might be having a rough day, and you know, it's just getting out of hand. And I'm mainly speaking on other departments, not specifically.
I will give you that. You seem frustrated.
Yeah, I lost a family member to this. That's why.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. We all have families to go home to. That's all I'm saying. Like, I just wish officers had more skills in de-escalating the situation, you know, before just pulling that gun out. It's a reign of terror. It really is. It's a reign of terror.
Again, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Until there's some accountability for these officers that are murdering us, like, it's just not gonna, we're never gonna see eye to eye. It's like, the people should be feeling safe. Instead, we feel like threatened. It's like, I don't know, a lot of people feel the same way. But
We hear you. We hear you.
thank you for listening, though. And hopefully you can spread the word to other officers and try to get them to get on the de-escalation mode and not be so hypertension. You learned a new word today, too. I'm going to get out your way.
That's fair. That's fair. You said a lot of fair things.
I appreciate you
Take care.
listening. Likewise. protecting the neighborhood. Killer cops. I know. I know. Cop watch Aztlan.